Hello. Before we get started with the sneak peek, let me remind you that this video is based on CBT information. This means it's a beta testing phase, and information, game systems, or mechanics could possibly change before making it to live regions. Please be mindful that I do my best to help translate the information by either Google Lens, guildmates, or round community members helping me. Alright, adventurer, now let's go check out what's new today. The CBT just had a huge update today that touched upon a lot of different aspects of how they might be moving forward with the game. There's now a different way to use combat time, as CT has been split into what's called Instant CT and Combat CT. One way for combat time to be utilized is within the new maps that I want to focus on today in particular, the Void Realm. The Void Realm is split across 3 maps that offer Void Elites and Void MVPs. The system and special book that helps you navigate this realm are very similar to the current design style of the revamped Wasteland maps and Divine Tree. Void MVPs respawn every 15 minutes and have their own loot tables that seem more unique than the Field MVP version, as some can also drop what are normally crafted items. Void Elites respawn every 5 minutes, and generally offer limited time buffs to help take down these MVPs. You are unable to loot these buff chests unless you take down the local Void Elite. All monsters on the maps also drop a new item called Original Sin Crystal, or Sin Crystal. Elites and MVPs drop them in stacks of 10 or 30 at a time, and you may also farm regular monsters for these as well. These crystals can be used at special altars, who request 30 at a time to grant you buffs that, from my understanding, can be refreshed every hour. So how do we get started? Let's get through the introduction quests together. Over in Prentera behind the church, there seems to be a new rift. Something is calling your name from this rift. Choose to get closer and you're going to be pulled right in. Just on the other side is Doradus, who beckons you to come forward. His title states he's a warden of this place. He explains that this land has imprisoned demon kings and their generals for a very long time. They are extremely dangerous, but he appreciates any mortal who is able to pass through the rift to teach them a good lesson. We could take down these dangerous creatures, and because of this special realm, they can come back where they experience endless suffering as we use them for rewards again and again. We are now gifted the Tome of Judgement from the Warden, and he teaches us how to take down generals, choose a buff, and using this power to challenge the demon kings themselves. However, as it's actually against the law to kill freely, he explains we must use our stamina to earn these great rewards. He encourages us to meet the others at the starting area. Let's speak with the material vendor first. She is also interested in Sin Crystals, but you can trade in for a separate currency. This currency is used to choose materials that you would normally get from regular grinding. There's also the option of items that can be used to purchase MVP materials, based per episode region. These items can actually also be obtained from completing the highest levels of rifts on the CBT. The other merchant to be introduced uses Sin Crystals for unique headwear. Some of them include pieces that boost damage on only normal monsters for farming, or even a headwear that boosts MVP damage. Do remember, there is a limit of farming 800 Sin Crystals a day at this time. Let's take a closer look at the Tome of Judgement. The first section lists all MVPs, their timers, and whether they're available. They show you which map and can auto-walk you straight to their platform. Their abilities are listed and also their loot tables. The second tab is your current buffs active. These buffs are active while you're in the Void Realm zones. Whether you sacrifice crystals to an altar or take down some Void Elites, the buffs you acquired are all listed here, and their associated timer if applicable. The third section shows the current affixes applied to the MVPs within the Void Realm for that day. There are 3 affixes, 1 specialty, 1 buff, and 1 debuff. The Void Elites can also acquire one of these affixes randomly. These swap at reset. You can check out the timer on the very bottom, and there's also a list of possible affixes you can encounter in the future. How do we navigate the map? After we unlock the tome, the map actually shows all the information we need while we're exploring. We can see the MVP spawn markers and the Void Elite spawn spots. We can also locate the altar in every area. The spawn markers also serve as timers alongside the book. Once it's lit up, yellow for MVP and green for elites, they are available. If the MVP marker is purple, this means an MVP is currently spawned. And if the marker is gray, then the MVP or elite was recently taken down. So are these new Void MVPs worth it? It might be too early to say, but they have a lot of potential. Maybe they would even consider a loot table rotation for them, or maybe something for special events. One big reason to hunt them would be for the chance of relics or the new relic fragments. Use 10 relic fragments to craft the relic piece you desire. Now do remember how CT plays into this loot. Killing regular monsters and void elites on these maps do not consume any CT. If you participate in an MVP and do not earn the MVP for it, you also do not consume CT. Taking down an MVP and earning the rewards will consume 60 CT at a time. As I was unable to earn one myself, I am uncertain if it has any specific interface. However, the tooltip does state if you have no CT available, it will go to the next in line with CT available. I hope I was able to help you preview this new zone and look forward to a new possible new experience with boss hunting. As this is still in a very early phase, changes could very well happen, so let's keep an eye on the new updates together. Thanks so much for joining me today. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, let's guard the eternal love together.